Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shruti Dikshit, Assistant Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department, SIRTE College. This college is under the SAGE group. Today's our topic of discussion is time division multiplexing. This is a very important digital multiplexing technique from the subject digital system, and the code is CS304. This is the classification of multiplexing techniques. Basically, there are two types of signals, analog signal and digital signal. On the basis of these signals, this multiplexing technique is divided into three categories: frequency division multiplexing, wavelength division multiplexing, and time division multiplexing. Analog signals, as we know, it is continuous signals, and digital signals are discrete signals. Analog signal based techniques are frequency division multiplexing and wavelength division multiplexing, and digital signal based technique is time division multiplexing. And again, this time division multiplexing is divided into two types: synchronous time division multiplexing and asynchronous time division multiplexing. First of all, we will understand the meaning of multiplexing. This is the diagram of multiplexing. In this lecture, we will discuss about the digital multiplexing technique. Means in this technique, only digital data will be sent from one point to another point. In time division multiplexing, several connections share the high bandwidth channel. Here, multiple signals, means exclusively digital signals, are carried on a single channel by interleaving portions of each signal in time. Multiplexing means many to one, means at the input end, number of channels will be there, and at the output end, only one channel will be there. This one channel will carry the digital data. Here, demux means demultiplexer. Demultiplexer means one to many. Here, at the input end, single channel is there, and at the output end, multiple channels are there. As we have discussed in the previous slide, that time division multiplexing is divided into two types: synchronous time division multiplexing and asynchronous time division multiplexing. Here, this is the diagram of synchronous time division multiplexing. Here, we have taken the example having three sources: source A, source B, and source C. A1, A2, A3 is the are the data of source A. B1, B2, B3 are the data of source B, and C1, C2, C3 are the data of source C. Here, the TDM frames are there. Three frames here: frame 1, frame 2, and frame 3. In the frame 1, each source has given the equal opportunity to send its data. Here in the frame 1, all the three sources are sending its data: A1, B1, and C1. Again, second frame will come, and this will be carried by the three sources data: A2, B2, C2, and frame 3 will carry the data of the three sources A3, B3, and C3. Here, the data is in the form of digital signal. Here, every device is given the opportunity to transmit a specific amount of digital data from the single channel. Each device gets its turn in fixed order and for fixed amount of time, and this process is known as interleaving. The interleaved units are of same size. If one device sends a byte, other will also a byte, and so on. As shown in the figure, interleaving is done by character, means one byte. One byte means 8 bits. Each frame consists of 3 slots, as there are 3 input devices. If 4 input devices will be there, then 4 time slots will be there. 5 input devices will be there, then 5 time slots will be there. The slots of some devices go empty if they do not have any data to send. And this is the main disadvantage of this technique in comparison with asynchronous time division multiplexing technique. At the receiver, demultiplexer decomposes each frame by extracting each character in turn. Here, as I have told you, demultiplexing one to many. Here, it will distribute the data. As a character is removed from frame, it is passed to the appropriate receiving device. In synchronous time division multiplexing, each device is given same time slot to transmit the data over the link, irrespective of the fact that the device has any data to transmit or not. Hence, it is known as synchronous time division multiplexing. It requires the total speed of various input lines should not exceed the capacity of the path. Each device places its data onto the link when its time slot arrives. And if any device does not have data to send, its time slot will be empty. It is in the sequence, the various time slots are organized into frames, and each frame consists of one or more time slots dedicated to each and every sending device at its input end of the multiplexer. If there are n number of sending devices are there, there will be n slots in frame and one slot for each device. This is all about the synchronous time division multiplexing. Now we will discuss about the asynchronous time division multiplexing. It is just opposite of the synchronous time division multiplexing. This is the time slots are not fixed. In case of synchronous time division time slots are fixed. Each device has given each device will send its data, and all devices gives the same opportunity. But here the time slots are not fixed and the slots are flexible. The total speed of input lines can be greater than the capacity of the path. N input lines, then the frame contains not more than m slots with m less than n. The number of time slots in a frame is based on statistical analysis of number of input lines. These slots are not predefined. These slots are allocated to any of the device that has data to send. The empty slots are not sent like in case of synchronous time division multiplexing. The multiplexer scans the various input lines, accepts the data from the lines that have data to send, and fills the frame and then sends the frame across the single channel. The multiplexer scans the various input lines, accepts the data from the line that have to send. If there are not enough data to fill all the slots in the frame, then the frames are transmitted partially filled. If, as in the case of this example, see, this is the example here, the 5 input devices are there, and the number of input devices are 5, and the number of slots per frame is fixed, which is 3. Means from this multiplexer will scan the various input lines and it accepts the data from the that have data to be sent. In case 1, only 3 out of 5 input lines place data on the link. The number of input lines and number of slots per frame are same. In case 2, 4 out of 5 input lines are active. Here the number of input line is 1 more than the number of slots per frame. All 5 input lines are active. In all these cases, multiplexer scans the various lines in order and fills the frame and transmits them across the channel. The distribution of various slots in the frames is not symmetrical. As if we will compare with the synchronous, the time slots are symmetrical. In case 2, the device 1 occupies first time slot in first frame, second slot in second frame, and third slot in third frame. Here the multiplexer will scan the input devices, and as per the requirement, it will give the opportunity to that particular device that has data to be sent, and the empty time slots are not set. Advantages of synchronous time division multiplexing: it is more efficient bandwidth use, frame can contain control information, and packet can be of varying sizes. But the biggest disadvantage of this asynchronous time division multiplexing, it is having the complex structure and it is very expensive in comparison with synchronous time division multiplexing. Demultiplexer are used to connect a single source to multiple destinations. This process is exactly the reverse process of multiplexing. It is used in receivers in the communication systems, and it is used in arithmetic and logical units in computers to supply power and to pass on communication. It is used as serial to parallel converter, and multiplexer is parallel to serial converter. This serial data is given as input to demux at regular interval, and the counter is attached to it to control the output of the demultiplexer. Both the multiplexers and demultiplexers play an important role in communication systems, both at the transmitter as well as receiver sections. And this is all about the time division multiplexing technique. Here, the single channel will carry only digital data. It is divided into two parts, synchronous and asynchronous. The time slots are symmetrical in case of synchronous, and in case of asynchronous, the time slots are not fixed. Thank you.